In this video, I am going to go over the 5 things that I wish I knew before I moved to Provo, Utah. Now, I moved to Provo, Utah a couple of years ago, and I wanted to just share with you some of the things that I wish I would have known. Please subscribe to this video, hit the like button, hit the notification button so you don't miss any videos about Provo and Utah real estate markets, restaurant reviews, places to go, things to do, community events. You want to make this your go-to channel, please subscribe. We would really, really appreciate it. I'm Katerina Gasset, and my son Tristan Gasset and I are in a real estate team that is called the Gasset Team, brokered by eXp Realty. We are a mother and son team who love to work together and help you to achieve your real estate dreams. We are located in Utah, but our team does sell businesses and homes nationally and globally. So please get in touch with us and we can hook you up with the perfect realtor to help you meet all of your real estate dreams. So the first thing that I wish I would have known before I moved to Provo, Utah, is the high elevation. So I knew it was high elevation and I wanted to live in the mountains, but I wasn't really prepared for a couple of the things that are what some people would consider annoyances in high elevations. And one of them you just get used to right away. And that was that I had a hard time breathing. I lived at sea level in Florida for over 25 years, actually 27 years. And I got very used to always living at sea level. Now, of course, I visited Colorado and Utah and Montana and Wyoming and Idaho, and I traveled all over, but I wasn't actually living for a long time in those places. And so I didn't realize how much it was going to affect me. Now, in Provo, my resting heart rate was always in the low 60s. When I moved to this higher elevation, my resting heart rate is in the low 70s. I haven't been able to get that down unless I do very concentrated breathing, which I do practice that as well. So that was one of the things I really wasn't prepared for, and I wish I knew more about it so I could have learned more about it. The other thing is baking. So in a high elevation, now a lot of Provo is in what we call like the valley areas. So you're only around 4,500 feet high above sea level, but I live higher up in the foothills and the mountains at the base of the mountains. So I'm closer to 5,000 feet high above sea elevation. And in baking, that can be a big deal. So you have to adjust your baking powder, your baking soda, your yeast, and your breads, and always check if you're using mixes or anything. Always check the recipe for what to do if it's a higher elevation. I also noticed that the temperatures in the oven seem to cook a little bit different at a high altitude versus sea level. So that was one of the things I wish I had known. The other thing that I wish I had known more about was traffic. So they do have a lot of traffic here. And I lived here back in the 80s 2 different times, and there was no traffic. Of course, that was a long time ago. Provo has grown a lot. Now we have university traffic because there's over 35,000 students that go to Brigham Young University, known as BYU. And we have another 30, more than that, I think, thousands more that go to UVU, which is very close to Provo. It's in Orem, right next to Provo. So between the two cities, we have over 60,000 university students. So during semesters when school is on, you're going to have a lot more traffic than during the summer and winter breaks. We also get a lot of tourists, so that brings traffic. And then we have a lot of commuting. I'm blessed because I get to work from home, so I don't have to do that morning traffic. I've noticed that on the way to Salt Lake early in the mornings, the traffic is pretty heavy. On the way home from after work, from Salt Lake to Provo, it's also pretty heavy. But I will tell you, I'll take it any day because I've been many times in Atlanta, Georgia traffic. That is the worst in the entire nation. I have been in a lot of traffics. I also have been in LA traffic, and this, of course, doesn't compare to LA traffic. We can count our blessings, right? The other thing is the gas furnaces. So I wish I had known more about the utilities in Provo. So most homes have electricity and gas. Now, gas is way less expensive than electricity is. So the natural gas heats most homes. I didn't know anything about gas furnaces because in Florida, we don't have furnaces. We have air conditioning and we run the air conditioning all the time. So it was a little different to have to understand and learn how to maintain, how to service, and all of those sort of things on a furnace. The other thing, because the gas is less expensive, at first I was really afraid in the first winter that I was here to even run the gas furnace because I was afraid about how much it was going to cost. because I'm so used to high air conditioning bills, right, in Florida. I was just pretty afraid of that. And then I realized that my electrical bill when the AC is on in the summer here is higher than my gas bill is in the winters. So it seems like I'm running the heater a lot more than I run the AC a few of the months of the year. So I just wish I would have known a little bit more about those and could have made some more, I don't know, conscious decisions about when to run what. The other thing was the bugs. So this is the fourth thing. So the bugs, you probably wonder, you're from Florida and you're talking about bugs. So in Florida, actually, I wouldn't even go camping because I didn't like alligators, snakes, mosquitoes are horrendous. All of the bugs, the giant flying palmetto bugs, we just call them cockroaches, the cockroaches that come in your house, the lizards. There's just so many pests, giant red ants that are not even native to Florida, and all of these insects that we had to deal with there that I didn't like either. When I came here, I have been here over 2 years now and have not been bitten by a mosquito. Does that mean you won't get bit? No, because there are mosquitoes here. It's just that where I am located in hills that I'm locating at, we just don't have a lot of mosquitoes. The other bugs that I have seen here that were very different from the ones where I came from are that they have grasshoppers, locusts, they have box elder beetles, which are really annoying, but they don't hurt you or anything, and they're really easy to just smash, but they're all over my front door. They really can get quite invasive on the exterior of your home. And then there's earwigs, and I didn't have any earwigs in Florida. I'm sure there were them in different areas, but we just didn't have them where we lived. And earwigs, oh, I don't like earwigs. So those were some things, and I had no idea about the bugs here. I don't remember the bugs in the 80s. The first time I lived here, I lived in an apartment, so they probably sprayed or something. And then the second time I lived in a home in an orchard, and we just took care of the pests that attacked our fruit trees, but I didn't really notice a bunch of other bugs. Maybe those populations have increased since then, I don't know. But getting used to the different kind of bugs is it takes a little time to get used to all of that. So those were some of the things that were I wish I would have known a little bit more about. And then there was one other thing, and that's the dryness. So the dryness here, I knew it was dry, and I've been to Utah so many times. And of course, like I said, I've lived here a couple times before. But the dryness that I wasn't so accustomed to and aware of was the kind that makes things like float in the air. Okay. So in Florida, it's very humid, and we have a cat, and you would never see the cat hair. Even on your clothes, you didn't see it that much. And it would fall because it was so heavy, it didn't float in the air. Here, when I pet my cat, the hair just floats. It like floats in the air, and you see it in all the corners, and you're constantly picking it all up and sweeping. And that was something that I really wasn't expecting. And I was, I don't know, almost taken aback by it. The dust accumulates here a lot more than it did in my other home in Florida because we have sand. So we were like only 12 miles from the beach. So we would have more sand than dirt or dust that comes from mountain soil. And so your houses do get dustier here, and you have to dust more often. So that was the main thing. I knew my lips were going to get dry. I knew that my skin, I'm going to have to put lotion on every day, things like that. But I was pretty surprised about the other things. Oh, and the static electricity. So here, like in Florida, you could rub yourself on a carpet with your feet all day long and touch somebody else, and you won't zap them. And here, you just walk down the street together and you touch somebody else and you zap them. That's a funny thing, but it's not really a big deal or anything like that. But anyway, so I just wanted to let you know that those are some of the things that I wish I knew before I moved here. And hopefully those things will help you to understand a little bit more about the kind of life we have here. Now, if you're in the market to buy or sell a home anywhere in Provo or Utah, the state of Utah, my son, Tristan Gasset, and I, Katerina Gasset, would love to help you and be your real estate advocate. And our real estate team with eXp Realty, we are located globally all around the world in most countries. And we sell businesses in all 50 states. And we can certainly hook you up with the perfect match for you to reach your real estate goals wherever you live, wherever you need to move to. If you're relocating here, we can help you find a realtor to list your home in the state that you are living in and moving from. And then, of course, we would love to help you find a home here. please look in my description below. Our website is there. A link to your home search is there. It's totally free. You can look for all the homes on the market. Our phone number is coming across the screen right now. It's 561-603-9592. Please text us, and we would love to get to know you and help you with your move.